Hello, hello, it is I. I wanted to take this time to kind of update where I am in my life. My face is very red, and that's because I've been cleaning my house. You know, cleaning chemicals flying everywhere, pushing a vacuum, get you all red and flustered. So don't mind that. So I am going back to work on Monday after about 2.5 months of being off. Luckily, I work for a company that is very supportive of your health, including mental health and your well-being. And my direct report, who I report directly to. There's several people, but they're all very supportive. So luckily, I didn't have to worry. I have a very, very good job, but I'm anxious to get back to work. Get a little bit normalcy back in my life. Here's what I'm struggling with right now. Specifically that light behind my head. My apologies. But so weight loss surgery wise, I'm completely healed. I don't have any residual effects of the second surgery or the blood clot that formed or anything like that. I actually took in a step aerobics class yesterday. Definitely outside my comfort zone. I'm not much for exercise or cardio, but I figured I shouldn't waste this opportunity that I've been given. So I went, and it was rough, and I did all the moves, but sometimes I did them on the floor and I couldn't use the step. And I'm very sore today, but I'm pretty good. So physically, I'm doing fairly well. Mentally is where the struggle is at right now. I don't think that my body absorbs my medications in the same way that they did prior to surgery. And I don't just say that to rely on medication. I say that because we've been increasing my depression and anxiety medications off and on throughout the last several weeks. And I feel like I'm back to when I first got diagnosed, back when I was 21, and I was trying different medications. And how this works, or what the process is that you try it, things get better. The medication works until it doesn't, and you kind of start to slip backwards, and you increase it, and then it works until it doesn't, and you slide a little backwards, and then you increase it, and you keep going that way until you get to the dose that works, or to the maximum dose. And if the maximum dose does the same thing, where it works until it doesn't and you start to slide backwards, then they add something else in, or they take you off it and try something else. It's unfortunately, it's trial and error, because depression and anxiety is more subjective than your typical diseases. It's not like diabetes, where I can check my blood and I know what my blood sugar is. It's there. It's not like cancer, where I have a tumor and this is what I have to do to get rid of it, and I have to go through this until it's gone. It's more subjective. Sometimes it's worse than others. Some people it's worse than others. Some people have different symptoms that are only addressed by certain medications or certain combinations of medications. So it's more subjective than your typical illness, and so it requires a lot of trial and error. And so my biggest struggle right now is increasing and finding that dose of medication. And I know that it's chemical because I do see a therapist and we have plans in place to address bouts of depression and anxiety, but I automatically feel better when my medication stops working and I start to slide backwards. Within a day or two of the increase, I automatically feel better. And that's fast. Most medications take a long time to work. And so I think that because this medication is something my body is used to, because I've been on it for many, many years, increasing it just makes it that much easier. It's the sliding backwards that's a struggle. And the reason that I'm going back to work despite really being 100% mentally is because I was on an upswing. The increase in medication had been working for a couple of weeks and I thought that we were good. And then at the end of last week, I started to slide backwards. I didn't want to get up. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to get out of bed. So I increased it, and within a day, I felt automatically better. Yesterday, it's minus 30 degrees Celsius where I am. Yesterday, actually, it was minus 33 with the wind chill. And yesterday, I got up. I am not a morning person. I got up in the dark, had a cup of coffee, had a small breakfast, and went to a step class at 9 a.m. in minus 33 degree weather. And then I ran errands and grocery shopped and did everything that I needed to do. And today, I got up at 8 o'clock in the dark and I've been cleaning my house. Sometimes I'll sit down and I'll have tea or coffee or lunch or snack and then I'll clean and then I'll do laundry and that's not typical for me, but I have the motivation to do it right now because of that increase. So I don't know where this leaves me. I don't know if I'm going to get to the maximum dosage of my medication and then start to slide backwards, and I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what life is going to be like going back to work. It's a gradual return to work. The other thing my job does, aside from, paying me full for the time that I was off and giving me ample time, and not only giving me ample time, but also giving me a few extra days to kind of get my house in order and get things together. My gradual return to work is half days, Monday, Wednesday, Friday for the first week, and then half days for the full week, and then full days, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then full days intermingled with half days, and then so it's actually 4 weeks of gradual return to work so that I'm not overwhelmed. And I have the time during the day to see what my day looks like with regards to eating and drinking water and coffee and work. I tend to immerse myself in work when it's busy and then I forget everything else. So that's where I am. I'm hopeful that this last increase will be it. And the behaviors that I'm exhibiting the last couple of days will be something that I can continue long term. I don't want to jinx myself, but, fingers crossed.